Romans chapter 13, verse number 7 is where we'll find our verse for the day. It says, "Render therefore to all their due, taxes to whom taxes are due, customs to whom customs, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor." Our relationship to one another, how we deal with each other it's the whole point of being a Christian. And one of the most fundamental relationships in our lives is our relationship to our government. And not just the federal government or even the state government like here in the United States, but government as an authority over us. But let's take that and really blow it up, macro view, and view it as the state or federal governments. How do we deal with governments, in particular governments that may challenge our own philosophies or ideas? Well, the beautiful thing about being a Christian is that we have these truths that are self-evident in the Bible. The idea of treating other people with respect, like we talked about yesterday. The idea of giving back to those who are in need. We find that there are Christian foundational principles that would do well for any country, any group of people to abide by. But what if those ideas aren't evident, aren't prevalent in our leaders? The Bible makes it very plain. Render what is due. Respect, honor, even our taxes. These things can be hard for the Christian to digest in a crooked world. But remember this, God is sovereign. We sing songs as children that He has the whole world in His hand. What that means is that all power is in His hand. Therefore, all power and any power that is in an individual, that is in a group, in a body, has been endowed by God. Even if that person is totally abusing that power, God has allowed them to have it. So I find myself now, as a Christian, standing on one principle: love everyone. Honor God. And in honoring God, I ought to honor His leaders, my country, my senators, my representatives, even my president. In doing that, I am honoring God. I leave the cleaning of the house, if you will, to God. I leave getting things right to His imperatives, telling me what I ought to do through biblical inspiration to make my community a better place. But I only do that under the umbrella of honor and respect for God's leaders. In fact, when Jesus was standing on trial and He was being tested, when Pilate spoke to Him and said, "Don't you know that I have the power to take your life, to crucify you?" Jesus responded by saying, "The power that you have is the power that God gave you. And I am ultimately, while I trust you, I am ultimately trusting in God." That's why we vote. That's why we participate in the democratic process. But it's also why we pray. We pray because we know who has the whole world in His hand. And we pray that God's leaders will put their hands in His hand. But even if they do, or if they do not, I will pray and trust that He's got the whole world in His hand. And that includes you and me. Till next time, God bless you. Remember that change